Ladies and gents, on this episode of the NH Experience, I have a very special guest who's not only impactful in the music industry, but definitely impactful in the communities across the United States of these here Americas. She's definitely is an industry vet. She's also partnered with another industry vet in order to bring some solutions to a common problem that continues to permeate throughout our communities across this nation. She is the CEO and founder of New Shoes Entertainment. She is the one and only Vanessa Morris. What's going on, Vanessa? How you doing?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you for asking, Nick. You're always so gracious. Thank you so much.
Hey, I thank you. I really appreciate you coming on board. I know you're busy. I know you have. I know you're involved in a lot of different things. So first and
Yeah.
foremost, you're involved in a project which we're going to get into momentarily.
Yeah.
That is really major and impactful to many across this nation, as I mentioned earlier. But I want to get to know a little bit more about you because you
Okay.
are the center of attention today. You are the guest of honor, as it were. So I definitely wanted the folks to know a little bit more about you. So just talk to me just about your journey throughout the music industry and how you got to the point where you are today.
Yes. Well, Nick, my journey started back in 2003. This is when I met for the first time, other than in passing, DJ Battlecat. And that started uh, a long journey of me managing him, which was also by the side of Stan Shepard, and as we refer to him as Uncle Stan. And then I began to reading books and literature. For an example, All You Need to Know About the Business, editions 10 and 11 by Donald Passman.
Mm.
And then I also met several people along the way where I was able to then learn about and gather information regarding the structure of contracts and the use of split sheet and the royalty system, credits and publishing, just to name a few. And then by 2011, I created a company, as you mentioned, New Shoes Entertainment. And since then, I've been developing 8 young artists as well. And also, I've been partnering with a multimedia company, which I can't reveal the name yet, but however, I'd say in the year 2024, it's going to be epic.
Okay, see, I was just about to ask you who it was, so I'm glad you answered that for me already. So that's good. Well, I guess I have to wait now until 2024. I
Yes,
tried.
that's
I
another
tried.
interview. That's another interview.
Absolutely. So when did you realize? I mean, because you've done so much as you pointed out in your illustrious career, as far as working with artists, managing, developing them, giving them the knowledge it takes to be successful in this business.
Yes,
When did
yes.
you realize it was the right time for you to work with Stan Shepard as well as Lisa on this community project? And talk a little bit about the project as well.
Well, that became immediate. I didn't hesitate when Stan Shepard had asked me to join him and Lisa Smith Maddox in creating this LA Institute of Peace, is what it's called, my chapter at least, specifically the center in South Central Los Angeles area. It's where I grew up. So it was my backyard, and I knit my neighborhood, and I understood the need for this. And so I've always wanted to work with the youth and have done so on the community level most of my life. So that's what my involvement is.
No, that's fantastic. I mean, I know you talk about the goal of the music, education centers and the uh, just what you all are trying to do with that in
Yeah.
Los Angeles. But I also
Yes.
understand it's also not only in Los Angeles, but there also there's a desire to be in Compton and Watts area as well as
Right.
Chicago, and obviously as it continues to grow across the nation. Um,
Correct.
Stan is giving you the responsibility of being the executive director of operations for the LA area. So, what actually goes into
Yes.
that particular position as far as the day-to-day operations are concerned?
Well, yes, Stan did appoint me as the executive director of operations over the center located again in South Central. And it's our goal to develop a curriculum that will help the children hone in on their talent for music and all of its creation. And I will be working hand in hand with Lisa in getting the center set up and building a state of the art facility, which will include procurement of equipment, staffing, participating with funding, and creating an annual budget and annual budgets to operate the day to day. And then that's just to mention a few things to start, but it just takes time. And the fact that I have construction background, I have management background, uh, I have entrepreneurship in my background. Both my parents were in business for self all my life, so I have that spirit of getting up and going, and never stopping. And so, with that in mind, I'm going to put all of what I do know into this.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. I mean, it definitely is needed. Something that I believe that the community, especially not just the youth, but the community as a whole, can definitely
Yes.
benefit from it.
Yes.
It's also my understanding that you all are looking to raise $30 million, which approximately
Yes.
breaks down to $10 million per location as you guys
Yes.
continue to grow.
Yes.
From very whether it be artists, business owners, private investors. What are some of the process or the steps that have begun already, or have they begun already towards meeting that goal?
Well, we'll start our efforts within the next 2 to 3 weeks. This
Okay.
is Lisa's primary. She'll be the individual who will be spearheading the funding because this is her expertise.
Hmm.
She is a humanitarian and has done this for decades. So our efforts will be focused on the major recording companies, also the major recording stars. We will also focus our efforts on the um, beside the recording companies and the stars that are recording stars, but we'll also hit the major TV film stars as well as the celebrity stars, philanthropists, and we don't want to forget about the sports world because we're definitely going to target the sports figures as well. And as you mentioned, the fundraising goal is 3 million, and it's to establish the three musical educational centers. There are three of them.
Hmm.
And one, of course, is the Los Angeles, as you mentioned, Institute of Peace, the Hub and Dub Institute of Peace, and then the Chicago Institute of Peace. And so the allocation of the 30 million will be done 10 million per location, and it will cover expenses such as staffing, equipment, studio construction, and month to month overhead expenses for a year.
Yeah, because that's a lot, and it definitely does not take care of itself. So it definitely has to be taken
It
care of
doesn't.
financially. Um, you talk
Exactly.
you talk about sports stars. Obviously, there's a lot of talent that has come out of Los Angeles or surrounding areas, like you mentioned, Compton, Watts, Long Beach, whoever. You think
Yes.
about James Harden, you think about Russell Westbrook or DeMar DeRozan, obviously Snoop.
Yes.
Obviously,
Yes.
there's countless other artists that you guys have
Yes.
available to you. How much does that help as far as just having those resources there where you can reach out and have them be involved in this as well?
Those relationships are so long and so well protected and loved and cherished. I myself am connected to Snoop. It's so funny. I did something one time because what do you get as far as a gift for somebody like that? Well, I found his cup. It was a cup with a big red heart, yellow shaggy dog, and in the inscription of the mouth of the cup it said, "Save the children." If that doesn't describe him, what will? So I asked him one day. I saw him. I ran around the corner and saw him, and no matter where he is, I don't care if paparazzis are going off. He will come over to me, and I'll get my hug. And I said, "Snoop, did you like that cup?" He said, "No, I didn't like that cup." He said, "I love that cup." So those are the kinds of relationships that I have with them, as well as Kevin, as known as Battle Cat. And I didn't let this out in the beginning of this conversation, but we finally got married, and
Congratulations.
we've been married 15 years in this process. And so I've gotten to know Dr. Dre. I've gotten to know so many people. I mean, from the young ones to the older ones to it doesn't matter. Faith Evans, I'm welcome to any one of their houses if I knock on the door. And speaking of Faith, I just spoke to her about it. So once she's on top, she wants to be there. So it's already starting, just with the word of mouth effort.
That's the beautiful thing. I mean, you seem like, first of all, this team with you and Lisa and Stan,
Yes.
the roles are already defined. You all know the
Yes.
assignment, as we say, you know the assignment,
Yes.
and it's coming together. And you also talk about this relationships that you mentioned earlier, but also too getting the awareness out in the community, because obviously this is
Mhm.
who is going to ultimately benefit. Um,
Right.
are there plans to get more support and backing from local and state politicians to support this
Yes.
great endeavor?
Yes. We are approaching every level of participation. So the local districts will be asked to participate in our efforts as well as we have helped them in their need to bring attention to their own campaigns. I can't tell you how many times Kat has done so many uh, events for them at no with no fee,
Hmm.
just to bring attention. And so as a result, those relationships have been noted as well. And then there are awards that we received for participation and so forth. So fair exchange is no robbery. And so we're going to do that as well. But we're also going to, reach out to the community and, the investors and other, entities like that can also participate. And then, as well as I have a daughter that is with the Unified School District, and she's a counselor, career counselor. So I have connections in that world. So there's just a lot of things that we're going to bring to the table that'll benefit all of us.
Absolutely. I would love to see Mayor Karen Bass be a part of this as well and support this, because I think it's a great opportunity for not only to benefit, as you said, the community and the youth, but to benefit just the people around and just to be able to give back. We
Yes,
always talk about philanthropy, we talk about giving
yes,
back and
yes,
really doing the work it needs to be done to pay it forward, as it were. And I've had a chance to review some things about the LA Institute of Peace, and I think it's a phenomenal project. I can't wait for the ribbon cutting ceremony. To be honest with you, I
yes.
think it's going
You
to
and
be
me both. Yes,
fantastic.
yes.
Speaking of which, you know, is there a target date for the opening of the LA Institute of Peace? Have you guys set a date at all, or is that still kind of in the works?
Yes, we are focusing on the end of 2023 or the first
Okay.
quarter of 2024. And currently, we've started several of the local artists that are announcing through the social media regarding the development of the centers. So we're on a PR campaign right now.
Yes, indeed. I mean, I understand
Mm.
about, and you talked earlier about raising the funds. That $30 million is never easy to raise, but it can
Yes,
be done, and I do believe you guys
yes,
will get it done. But is
yes.
there anybody in the community or even outside of the various industries that you mentioned earlier that are getting involved with some of the fundraising efforts or even volunteering at the LA Institute of Peace?
Yes, that just surprisingly actually fell into my lap maybe a couple of days ago.
Oh wow.
And only because of the nature and sensitivity of it. And once it does happen, then you'll know, but it's huge.
Okay.
And so once we establish the committed participants for the funding, then we're going to actually start scheduling events and things like that so that the movement can create its own network of people that we can also then ask to volunteer and do things like that for us. So
Okay.
it's big. This is really big, and I'm so blown. I couldn't wait to come home to tell Kevin. I said, "Baby, you have no idea what happened to me today." So,
Well,
and
you know
again,
what?
I just don't want to let the cat out the bag right now.
Well, you know what? I won't let the cat out the bag. I'm gonna try to talk to Vanessa off air, and then I'm not gonna say a word, but I'm gonna know. If you see a smiling face, you all know that I know that she told me. So I'm
Yes,
not gonna say anything. I'm gonna keep it G4T classified.
yes, yes, yes. For now.
You know what? And lastly, I just want to ask you, with such an intense project that you all have embarked upon and looking to finish and really impact,
Right.
is there any more information how people can get more involved with the project, whether it's through volunteer efforts, whether it's through fundraising efforts, if they want to
Okay.
donate or anything of that nature? Where can they go find out more, and even just find out more information about the LA Institute of Peace, the Hub and Dub Institute of Peace, and the Chicago Institute of Peace?
Okay. Yes. They can reach out to an email, which is stanshepherd2020 at gmail.com.
Okay, and also you mentioned social media. Is there a social media page that you all have that you want to share with the
We're
public
going
as
to
well?
develop that along the way. So there'll
Okay.
be, the Twitter, and there'll be a TikTok, and then there'll be an Instagram. But, once we get those channels set up by our person that's going to be handling that service for us and getting those, things to communicate, we'll definitely let it be known.
Well, absolutely. Well, I look forward to watching this unfold. I thank you so much for your time, Vanessa. I really appreciate you sharing the information with me and my
Yes.
audience. If there's anything that we can do here at Nightcast Media or on the NH Experience, please let us know. We're
Yes.
definitely open and willing to help out any way we can. And I truly mean that because I love seeing things grow, I should say, in the community that can benefit the people, which matter
That's
the most.
correct. That's correct. It's a long, long overdue situation. Yes.
Absolutely, but you know what? It is coming to fruition sooner than later. So
Yes.
that's the beautiful
Yes.
thing.
Yes. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vanessa Morris, she's the CEO and founder of New Shoes Entertainment. She is
Yes.
also the executive director of operations for the Los Angeles Institute of Peace as
Yes.
well. Make sure you guys go support, check it out for more information. Make sure you go to stanshepherd2020 at gmail.com. Is that correct? Did I get it right?
Correct.
All right.
Yes.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Vanessa Morris, thank you so much. We appreciate your time and look forward to talking to you in the very, very near future.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Nick.